Welcome back to Expresso, and forgive me for referring back to a news story, but I still have this picture of the blind man with a blind dog being led by a second dog. I mean, that's really a case of the blind literally leading the blind. Right now, though, we're talking to Rob Vember, who's in the studio. Rob, so good to have you with us. Now, I know you rode the cycle tour yesterday, you played at an after party last night. I mean, you just had no sleep. And here you are smiling. You've also got that same thing on your face, though.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. Contagious, I suppose.
It is.
I didn't touch Kia, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry I shook your hand, actually. But Rob, congratulations. Tell me about your race yesterday.
Thanks so much. The second time I did it the first time in 2009, the August of Storms, I think, as they called it.
It was came back.
Terrible, terrible. And as David mentioned, thankfully we got great weather yesterday. Probably perfect. It couldn't have been better. Body took a bit of a beating, but improved my time by 40 minutes. It would have been an hour, but I felt the need to play Good Samaritan and stop some guy change his tire. Well, I gave him my pump and watched him change his tire.
Fantastic. Well, tell me what your time was in the end.
I think it was probably around 7 hours, 50 minutes. The last time, in 2009, I did 8 hours and 45 minutes with my behind on a seat.
Well, that is a long time.
It is a long time. But yeah, being a big guy, those hills take some doing.
Okay, now I want to ask you all about that a little bit later, but right now we got you actually on the race during one of the stages, so let's listen to that.
Can I just point out that there's probably no footage of me actually on the bike. It's me walking next to the bike, because your producer caught me just before Seikaboti, so it was like, well, you can now film me walk with the bike, but yeah, let's have a look at it.
Well, let's check this out.
Yeah, it's going good. Hoping to improve my previous time by about 40 minutes. I stopped for about 20 minutes at one point, well, not unnecessarily, I helped someone. I watched him change his tire. I gave him a pump. But yeah, I'm feeling good. According to this thing, I've got 19 more Ks, so that's it, considering I've done 91.
You're right, Rob. You had a nice stride as you were kind of walking, you know, sort of very cool. But listen, I got to admire you for doing that, because you were doing this for the Chaeli Campaign. Tell us a bit about that.
That's right. I'm the patron of the Chaeli Campaign. They, as far as we know, with first NGO to have been started up by kids. So essentially, the payoff line is Hope in Motion. So we deal with kids with disabilities, from physical disabilities, hearing loss, whatever the case is, and mainly help them raise funds for wheelchairs, motorized wheelchairs, all the kind of therapies that are necessary. So Hope in Motion, hence the Pick and Play K-Blocker Cycle Tour is the perfect kind of tool to drive some fundraising. So yeah, I've been with them for about 3 years now, and they're the only reason why I would come back and do the race, for no other reason.
Clearly, a man's got a big heart as well, which is wonderful. So big up to Chaeli and to all her friends. You know, I think sisters, lifelong friends, did a great job in the race.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about your highlight of the race. The moment, and it wasn't helping the guy change that tire, because we heard about that twice.
Other than the finish, there was a great moment coming through. Probably, I think one of the best parts of the race is once you head over Boys Drive and head on down into, where is it, Fishhook, Simonstown, Cork Bay. There were literally hundreds of dolphins.
Oh, wow.
It was the most incredible sight, and I had a little camera with me, but I just was not in the mood to stop. So, but for a good couple of meters, you were kind of cycling along, and there were all these dolphins. Just the natural beauty, I think, of the race beats anything. There were baboons along the way, and that was the most difficult part. Going up one of the hills, I'm not sure which one, and you kind of need to get off the bike, but they're baboons. So like,
ooh, okay, what do you do? Yeah.
I wasn't aware that baboons bark. You know this?
They do bark, yes.
This thing sat on top of this huge rock and barked.
Yeah. And well, it's all part of the August experience. You know, you got people blowing vuvuzelas and shouting, going, yeah, yeah, and baboons going, rot, rot. You know, that's the kind of...
And a lot of aunties along the way hurling abuse as well, especially when you're walking next to the bike.
Really?
Yeah, so
they would hurt. They're on the bike and they're hurling.
Exactly.
You going to do it next year?
If they ask me again, which I'm gathering now they will, thanks. But yeah, I mean, when they ask, I'll be there as much as the kind of schedule and diary allows it. I spent about 4 months training, so if they ask, they better ask now so I can get into even more quickly. Well, we got shape.
We got your national television saying you would, so there you are. Yeah. Rob, thank you so much, and again, thanks for doing for the Chaeli Campaign.
Thanks so much.
Much respect.
Thank you very much.
It was a beautiful day out on the road yesterday. We'll tell you all about that later. Right now, we're going to yoga, though, with Kate Ball and Ewan and Katlego.